All right, people, we are back. We are back. We are back. We are back. We're back. We done took us a much needed 2 day break and stuff and everything. Man, I was. Mm, mm, mm. I enjoyed my little time off, even though I didn't want to, but I enjoyed my little time off with the family and had people over and visitors came over. Matter of fact, my wife said that somebody's coming over today, but they haven't showed up yet, so I guess. And I don't know what's wrong with the old lady, but she just can't start cooking, man. She cooked a big ass dinner for yesterday, and hell, I didn't even eat half my food.
Yeah,
She
well, that's
had,
good, man. I'm glad you enjoyed yourself. I did the
hell
same.
yeah, hell yeah. We had sweet potato pie, we had butt cake, we had dressing. They had what the hell? I think she had a goose or something. She had a ham. She had man. Oh shit! I can't even think about it. Yet. Potato salad, macaroni and
You
cheese.
sound like everything I eat. Did you have
no,
ribs too? Did you have ribs?
she had no ribs. She had no ribs. She didn't do that. She didn't go that far. We had greens. We had cabbage. We had cornbread. Shit. We had salmon. What the hell else did we have? Man, the fucking table was full of shit. It was
Yep, that's
full.
what I'm gonna be eating tonight. Leftovers.
Yeah, well, that's all I've been eating this morning is leftovers. I've eaten leftovers this morning. We had, oh man, she
So
had,
those listeners, we hope that you had a Merry Christmas and enjoyed your family and food and gifts.
well, that's one thing I didn't have gifts.
Well,
I
my
didn't get no
kids
gifts.
surprised me. They gave me a whole Laker outfit,
Oh man.
a warm
So
up outfit.
you had a warm up outfit. Los Angeles Lakers. Did they put your name on the uniform and your number
No, they
on
didn't
there
put
or
my
what?
name on it, but
They
it's
put your name and number on it. Oh, okay.
all yellow, pants
All
and
yellow.
jacket.
Oh
You
man.
know those old warm ups
Yeah, and
that we
done
used to
yellow
wear.
with
It ain't the
with the
modern
things.
kind. It's those old 1990, 1980.
Yeah, the ones that you can rip off on the legs and everything and come off on the side. Everything comes off on the pants, so you ain't have to worry about taking your pants off. You can just take them up. Like all the buttons, all the snaps coming loose, and you ready to go. Oh man. Well, at least they thought about you, huh?
Yeah, they thought about me.
They thought
They got
about
some
it.
good kids.
Yeah, they thought about it. Oh man. I don't know
Ed,
what's going. Yeah.
I, this morning, I've been hearing so much about this Netflix thing. I'm gonna watch it, and I watched it. You said what? What you talking about, Ted?
Yep. That's what I'm saying. What you talking about?
Your boy um, Dave Chappelle.
Oh, okay.
Woo, man, he was everywhere with this thing. The whole thing was really what he was talking, beginning his show with is talking about over there in Saudi Arabia.
Right.
Then
Yeah.
he bust out on talking this story, and I want to tell this little story, which was really kind of it was eye opening. You know, you hear a lot of stories about Jake Johnson and the way he explained it, and I had knew this already. However, the way he put it in today's category, the way they treated P. Diddy and what they got P. Diddy on.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna say the last thing first: the manhunt law. If you transport someone over for sex, you're automatically guilty. And that's what they did to Jack Johnson. And I said, you know what? That is absolutely right. And he said, but the way he put it, he said that was specifically for Jack Johnson and other black men because in his car, when Jack Johnson was driving from one state to another, he had his wife and his white girlfriend in the same car. And he said, no, we can't have no black man who's the champion riding around with a white woman. And they made a law specifically for him to arrest him. And that's when he fled the country. He connected a lot of dots. You know, he talked about John McCain because John McCain was the only one that didn't vote for Martin Luther King Day. And
Okay.
President Obama was inaugurated, or he was nominated on the day that Martin Luther King, the nomination on Martin Luther King's birthday.
Okay.
So he was just sort of kind of connecting all of those dots. And, you know, the thing is, he sort of kind of slapped me in the face because I am a conspiracy theorist. He said, conspiracy theorists, you know, I sort of kind of like conspiracy theorists. They're, you know, and, you know, I sort of kind of get into it, but I sort of kind of had to catch myself because you can, you know, if you're a reader, an avid reader, and newspapers, books, and keeping up with all the things that's going on around the world and in this country, you know, you sort of kind of, you know, come up with your own ideas, and then conspiracy theorists try to make like it's facts. Well,
Mm-hmm.
what I say is what it is. It's a theory. It's not facts. I don't know. It's something that I'm thinking in my mind, saying, this is what's going on. This is what I think is going to happen. Or this is something I think about that's transpiring. But he's right. When I make my opinion or I put a theory out there, it's just my opinion. Please don't even go by what I say. You can look at it, think about it, use your critical thinking, and say, oh, I kind of like that, or I disagree. And that's where I look at other conspiracy theories. You know, when people come out with different little things that they say and what they're transpiring and what their opinions are, I sort of kind of look at it because I look at things in 8 different ways. So, you know, I was listening to Steve Smith. He said that 2026 is going to be one of the worst years in America. And you know, this is our 250th birthday. He said Donald Trump he's going to really, even worse. It's going to even be worse than ever. And the only way that we're going to, if they win the House, that'll help. But what the American people got to do is rise up. And what he was saying was not the black people, he was talking to white folks. These white folks gonna have to wake up and rise up and get out in the street. I was going through some YouTube channels and I saw a protest today about impeaching Donald Trump. People, hundreds and thousands of people marching. So the question is, and when you listen to YouTube now, Republicans, independents, Democrats, all of them, they're saying the same thing. This is the worst president ever. He's causing division. He's for the rich and he's not for the American people. So my encouragement to me, and this is just my opinion, I'm putting my opinion out. Black folks don't not get out there. Let these white folks march. That's my opinion. I might be wrong on that, but see, that's all it takes is if you get a group of black folks, they're not going to respect black people marching. Not in this time and age, day and age. We don't need no black folks to be getting beat up or whatever, arrested. Let them fight this battle. This is their battle. They the one voted them in. They the one voted them in or didn't vote. That's the way I feel about it. Oh yeah, we with you, but this ain't our fight. Y'all put them in. Y'all put them in office. We didn't. 80% of black men voted for him, and 97% of black women voted for Kamala Harris. We didn't put him in office. And we didn't find out what what he think about Latinos. We didn't find out what he thought about the Somalians, the Haitians, the Venezuelans. Yeah, we didn't find out what he talked about Canada. Well, one thing though, Ed, I'm gonna ask you this question. How come he ain't mixing with Mexico?
He is. He is. He's messing with it. He's just not being vocal about it. He's messing with it, but he's not vocal about it. He's he has been doing a lot of things to Claudia Steinbaum, and usually when he does things to her, she doesn't make a big deal on the news folks. She doesn't make a whole big splash or anything like that. She has a big event and everything. She's standing out there, and she got her people standing out there in the huge courtyard. She's telling them what she thinks, and then she closes the damn thing down. She don't worry about him. Anything he says doesn't bother her. It doesn't bother her. There is no reaction from her at all, other than to her people. Right now, the Mexican government, and Canada are creating their own trade agreement. They've already started. They've already came down there. Uh, um, Carney has been down to Mexico. He's made a big deal and stuff with him. He's sent his people and stuff down there, and at least they said pretty close to 100 or 200 businesses and stuff in Canada and in Mexico have already started creating alliances and stuff and everything to start trading. Big alliances. They're looking at something like $200-300 billion right now, and it's going to get even bigger. Uh, Mexico, because they don't have some of their ports and stuff are not completely built and everything and stuff. Now they're sending their materials, their exports and stuff up to Canada's harbors, and then letting them ship it out to Asia and Europe. They they doing some big stuff, brother. All the auto industry is they done tied themselves together. They're creating they producing their own cars. They're doing everything. They're passing for parts, all that stuff. They done eliminated the United States completely out of the daggone agreement.
And you gotta remember, China is working with Mexico too.
They are, but they're not. But Mexico is doing a whole lot of business with a whole lot of people. They created a whole new agreement and stuff with a tremendous amount of people, and she ain't hurting at all. And Canada is doing the same thing. They are bypassing the United States. We are now finding out that some of the governors and stuff in the United States are making a plea to Canada and also to Mexico and everything to tell them to not to completely take the U.S. and stuff out of their any trading agreements and everything just because Donald Trump is there, and they're asking them to, if you do something and everything, uh, allow us a chance to come in once Donald Trump has left office or he's not valued anymore. Because they know that once people tie in a trade agreement, it's hard as hell to break those things loose. You can't get into those trade agreements. They lock folks out, and the United States does not want to get completely locked out because of what Trump's doing. And Trump don't give a shit and everything. He doesn't care about what the hell's going on. He's still bothering Canada because he still wants them to be their 51st state. He's still bothering Canada and everything because Canada and stuff is tied in with Greenland, and they still trying to stop Canada from buying those from going over to Sweden and buying their jets. They still want them to buy them F-35 jets from the United States, and Canada has already made their mind up. And Donald Trump hasn't. It hasn't sunk into his dense brain and everything that Canada's gone. They're gone. But it's not. It hasn't sunk into his stupid brain, and his ambassador to Canada and stuff and everything, Hoekstra, he's still trying to threaten Canada and stuff and make them come back to the United States and continue their trade with them because, hell, Ted, we've been doing almost $1 trillion in trade with Canada. It's, it's damn near gone. They'd have moved on. And Carney has, he, I don't know why Trump is still trying to get him to come here because the man's gone. He has made an absolute fool out of him, an absolute fool out of Donald Trump. Quietly, he don't talk loud. He don't raise no voice and everything. He still wants to trade with the country because we share a large border and everything and stuff with them. But he has realized and stuff, and he's going on, and his people and stuff are going on. All of his premiers and stuff are going on. Their focus and stuff now is outside the United States, completely outside the United States. And Donald Trump is still sitting around there thinking that they're going to be coming back. We become completely isolated here. I'm telling you, man, these countries isolated us. Even the European Union now is isolating us. We become irrelevant to them. They've tried and tried and tried to deal with this man, but he's a stupid son of a gun. He's just his and his people around him. They're stupid.
Well,
You see you see now that he went over there and attacked Nigeria.
yeah.
This crazy fucker went over there and attacked Nigeria, going into their country, telling them that they better leave them Christians alone. He's trying to start a war over there. You're going to invade somebody else's country because and it's I guess it's easier to deal with Nigeria and everything because they are not with the European Union. He can't screw around with the European Union because that's a huge country and they got a whole lot of weight there. So he's picking on being a bully as usual.
Well, you know, all that stuff is in the news, and the thing that I'm looking at down the road, what is going to happen to South America, and what's going on with them as far as the Venezuela, we're talking El Salvador, Granada. I mean, all of these different Latino. I think I did some numbers. I was about pretty close to 700 million population of Latinos, Latin people, and of course, a lot of them want to come to America, and however, their imports and exports are very, very minuscule. Some of them are barely hanging on. Some of them have very, some of these millionaires and billionaires and people, have built, some oases in every one of these different areas, like the Caribbean islands. And, the natives are not really allowed in those areas. However, the thing is that we're talking a whole lot of people, pretty close to 700 million people. And we know that we got every one of them here in this country, legal and most illegal, undocumented, I should say. And a lot of them have made their home here because they enjoy the accoutrements of real, I wouldn't say real civilization, but real uh, lifestyle, a certain lifestyle. They're not walking on dirt roads and unkept schooling, even though some of our schools are horrible, but they do have, you know, professional people no matter what state they go to. If it's in Florida, if it's in California, Texas, Arizona, and they love those states. However, my wife tuned me in and said, you know what? ICE is not in Florida. There are so many Latinos here in Florida, which wasn't like that 30 years ago when I first came here. So many Latinos here, and ain't none of them scared. And a lot of them is undocumented. They doing their regular shopping. They going doing their regular little everything they do. She said that they have this marketplace that occasionally my wife and her sister go to in Plant City, and they be dropping those people off in bus loads.
I hope they're not getting too loosely and thinking that Trump ain't getting ready to come down here and bother them.
They not in Florida, bro. Now they
Well,
did go
they
for a
don't. I hope
minute.
they don't get too comfortable. I hope they're not getting too comfortable.
Well, they are very comfortable, bro. They
Well,
are very comfortable.
that's a big mistake they're making if to get too comfortable.
They're very comfortable. We ain't heard nothing about a Home Depot setup or nothing like that. None of that.
Well, I hope they're not getting too comfortable.
They still
Because
out in the fields.
old Donald is he ain't forgot about him. He
So
hasn't
I'm just
forgotten
saying,
about
they pick and
him.
choose just like what he's doing now, who they want to mess with. And this right here is obviously a red state.
I'm hoping that they're not getting too comfortable with that jab. Just because they don't close down the alligator alley down there, don't mean that they should get too comfortable.
Well,
I
that was a
hope they not.
moneymaker.
I hope they not.
That was a moneymaker. That was just for show.
Yeah.
They 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 didn't even get enough people to even justify that.
It's like I said. I hope they don't get too comfortable. He ain't forgot about them. And he's targeting, if you notice and stuff, these blue states, or the people with
Yeah, yeah.
the Democratic governors and stuff and everything. But he is he's also and stuff is coming to some of these states that's got these Republican governors and stuff in them. Also, he's coming because they haven't had a lot here in Georgia, but these folks around here in Georgia are scared to death, brother. I'm telling you, they still out there, but they ain't out there like they used to be. There ain't a whole lot of them climbing on these roofs and everything and putting roofs up. Ain't a whole lot of them. But anyway, getting back to your Latin American statement that you made about Venezuela and El Salvador and some of them other countries and stuff down there in Latin America, I think that's what's going on down there is sort of a different dynamic because I noticed that China has came in and got Brazil and stuff under their wing. They've got Mexico and stuff down there pretty well tied up and everything, and I'm pretty sure that they are expanding their influence and stuff into some of those other countries down there, slowly doing it. So you can look to see that China's going to be all here in Latin America because they are in Venezuela and stuff now. Even though we see Trump trying to attack Venezuela, China's got some influence there, as does Russia.
Yeah, well, they both, well, Russia's a whole different ball game, but China, they want that oil.
They're going to get it.
Even though,
They're going to get it. They're going to get that oil. They're going to get it because they got a grip on Donald. You notice that he ain't raised his voice about China in a long time. He ain't raised no tariffs on them. He ain't threatened them in no more anything. They got a grip on him, a solid grip on him, and he knows it. He
well,
made a
yeah,
big he made a big deal about not selling them those chips that Nvidia and stuff has. Well, now all of a sudden he's saying he opened the door up and said, "Oh, you guys can buy these chips because the old boy at Nvidia gave Donald a call and said, "Hey man, we got a huge market there in China and stuff for our AI chips, and we need them to buy these damn things. If we don't, our market share is going to drop real quick here." Well, Donald opened the door and said, "We're going to sell these people these chips. We can go ahead and sell these chips to them." Guess what China did? They told him, "We don't want your damn chips. You keep them. You keep your chips." They producing their own stuff, manually producing their own stuff, and they said, we don't want to deal with your stuff anymore." Uh, we're gonna find out, Ted, that those folks over there in that country over there in China and stuff and everything has created their own shit. They got their own chips. They got their own folks. They got their own They got their own major operating system, and they have thrown Microsoft out of their country.
really.
Yes, they have. Look down the road, probably in the very near future, you're going to hear these words that's called harmony, and harmony is taking over the country of China. The government has threw Microsoft out and told all their corporations and their companies and stuff there that there are no longer going to be any Windows operating systems in their country anymore. They're going to all use Harmony
Mm.
operating. And Harmony is getting ready to take over, buddy. And old Bill Gates, he sees it coming because he's kind of scared there because he still got stock in that company there and everything. And you don't want to lose all that money right now. So I don't know, man. They're changing the balance and stuff in this world here slowly but surely. And I'm pretty sure that they're going to start moving their stuff over into some of these other countries like South Korea and Vietnam, Laos, Indonesia, and they're becoming a lot stronger. Oh, one thing I have to say before I forget. I just happened to be listening to uh, Angela and Tiffany and Andrew and stuff this morning. And they had a big show and stuff on there talking about Jasmine Crockett.
Mm.
And they were asking questions and stuff about why there are so many people, especially the Democrats down there, who are saying that she can't win. So Angela was asking Andrew, since he ran for governor and stuff and everything, what kind of a chance that she has of winning the election there in Texas. And they had some very interesting answers and stuff that they gave. Also, there was a gentleman and stuff on there. I forget this man's name, but he ran for governor in South Carolina, I guess, in 2020, I think it was. And he was on the show also, and they asked him and stuff what he thought about her chances of winning. And it just so happened that he said, "Well, uh, she can't even get Hakeem Jeffries to back her up." And Angela said, "Wait a minute, hold it. We didn't hear that." And he said, "Well, you guys need to go and do some research and everything, and pull up some things and stuff to find out what the heck he said." So about halfway through their talk and everything, Angela pulls up this conference that Hakeem had, and one of the questions that the reporters asked him was he supporting Jasmine Crockett to be the U.S. Senator and stuff for Texas? And he didn't answer the question. He just said, "Our focus, we are 3 votes short and stuff of having the majority here in the Congress. We're working on affordability. We're working uh, on getting these healthcare things and stuff taken care of. And that is our focus right now." So Angela looked back at the 2 gentlemen and stuff there and said, "Well, he didn't actually say that he wasn't going to vote for her. He just said that, and he's trying to keep a calm and stuff in the Democratic Party because uh, he can't choose between his 2 representatives." And the old boy from uh, South Carolina, then he said, "Well, what are you talking about, Angela?" She said, "Well, he's a U.S. representative." She said, "No, he's not. The guy she's running against in the primary, he's a state representative. He's not a U.S. representative." And he was right. That old boy that she's running against, he is a Texas state representative, not a U.S. representative. I thought he was too. Oh, so they were still wondering stuff why Hakeem didn't, because all through this whole process, Jasmine's always had Hakeem's back. Anything that he's ever done, she's been there and stuff with him and had his back. And why he didn't say, "Well, she has my support," and to keep on going. That's all he had to say. She is one of our people. She has our support. That's all he had to say. A couple of words. And still got his point across. Ted, like we've been talking for the last 2 or 3 months, the Democrats' poll numbers are just as low as the Republican poll numbers are. And why this man insists on driving the same goddamn bus? We know that Mega Mike is sitting there driving that bus. The Republican folks still driving that bus, but all he wants to do is get up there into the damn driver's seat and drive the same goddamn bus. These people, American people, are asking for somebody who gonna be standing up and fighting for them. And they don't want, they ain't even dealing with that motherfucking bus that they driving right now. Even Republicans bus. And why the Democrats haven't figured that shit out yet, I don't know. They want somebody who gonna stand up and fight. Damn, driving that fucking
The
same goddamn bus.
Democrats are not sure of their base, bro. We've been saying this for the longest because they have a big tent. And they don't want to come out too moderate, too liberal, too progressive, too leftist. And they're trying to play all the ends.
You can't do
And so
that.
they just being normal
You
and
can't
saying
do
the
that.
right things. They're not going to step out of their norm.
They can't do that. This shit is crazy. That shit is crazy. They've got perfect examples of what the hell is going on. That the guy in New York, who was the next mayor of New York, he came out of way out. He way out social whatever. He won his election,
But that's just one little city, bro. The
but
biggest
still,
city in the
he
country, but
had
it's still a city.
he has different ideas, and that's what the American people want. Most of the folks who want.
Well, he ain't got
Look
no,
at
he ain't
what
got a whole lot of
look,
power, bro.
but he's still New York is a big city, and New York has a lot of power. They got a lot of money there. And I'm looking at what Jasmine said. She was on the program on CNN 2 weeks ago, and they asked her, "Are you going to be going after the Republican voters that were voting for Trump?" And she said, "Hell no. Hell no." And most of them folks down there thought she was absolutely out of her goddamn mind. But she was right. The fuck you gonna go after them mega people for? They already got their mind made up. They love Trump. They don't give a shit about anybody else. So her thing is to go out and get them damn people who didn't vote.
And she doing the right thing.
That's what she's doing. But they crucified her and stuff because she said that.
Well, there's something called volunteer army. If she galvanized like President Obama did, get some smart people around her, and get 500,000 volunteers. And I think that she has enough firepower and vocal power to do that.
She has one problem. She got one problem. She has to get those people in Texas. I ain't talking about outside the fucking state of Texas. She has to get the people in Texas to believe that she can win. Because right now, everybody's telling her, you can't win Texas. You can't win. So her thing is, and if she doesn't get this thing down pat, she's not going to be able to do it. You have to get your people, your voters that you want to bring to those polls to believe that you can win.
Well, there's a guy who ran and lost for two offices. Well, he was a congressman, but he ran for governor, lost. He ran for Senate, and lost. So the question is, why won't they give her opportunity to lose? Now I don't know if the federal or the party really assists him or not. I don't know. I'm not that
He
close into Texas
he
politics.
couldn't get those folks to believe that he could win. He was very popular, people liked him, but he didn't convince them that he could win. All those Democrats who tried could not convince those folks and stuff that they could win. That's their problem. They got to convince those people to motivate those folks that haven't come out to vote. Those people haven't come out to vote. If you don't give them the motivation inside of them that you're gonna be able to win, most of them gonna stay at home. Shit, she ain't gonna win. So what the hell am I doing going to the polls? You got to convince them that they're gonna win, and that's what Obama did. In the end, he convinced people that he could win.
Well, am I right when I've heard, and maybe I might have misheard it, said that according to the Texas demographics, it's 60-40?
Yep, minorities.
Yeah.
Yep, yep, absolutely.
Well, I think that she is doing exactly what she should be doing.
Yep, I do too. That's about that. But I'm just saying, her challenge and stuff now is to convince her voters that she can win.
Whether she gets the support or not, she got to keep trucking because that's what she wants to do, and that's what she's going to do.
There's something I don't know how she's going to do it, but she's going to have to convince them people that she can win.
Well, I don't know about convincing them to win. I think she needs to convince the people that she's going to do something for them.
Same thing.
And to me, when she lays out her agenda, and I'm sure she already has it out there, then she's got to be able to articulate it enough where these people believe her. Those non voters, those undeciders, and then the base. She already have a strong base in Texas. She already said she did the numbers. She wouldn't be doing this if she didn't know the numbers. So she knows she has a strong base. She's not running for a national campaign, she's running for Texas. And whether the national DNC assists her or not.
And the last time a Democrat won a statewide election in the state of Texas, she was a little girl.
Yeah.
And that's my point. She has to convince those people that she can win.
Well, I
And
think she has the chance to
and
do
they
that.
will, if she does that, they will come out in droves and vote for her. They will be an army of people, just like you just said. She needs a huge volunteer army, at least at least pretty close to 1 million
That
volunteers.
many. I
That
said
many,
500,000.
1 million. She needs at least 1 million volunteers minimum.
Well, here's the thing. What type of people is going to support her? That's
Like
going
you
to be
said,
by her side.
like she said, she already has her base. Now her base has to go out there and convince these other folks and stuff and everything to come in and start volunteering for her. Create to create to to create an army of volunteers. An army of volunteers who are going to go into every nook and cranny. She's already started because one of the things that she has done in everything before she even did this thing, she has convinced the Democratic Party to have a Democrat in every election, statewide election in 2026. That's going to happen in November. Every damn county that has a representative has to have a Democrat who's going to be running. In the past, when in some of those outlying areas in the west and up in the north around Amarillo and down along the Rio Grande border, the only person that ran was a Republican. There wasn't a Democrat who ran. So she has convinced the Democratic Party that they need to put a Democrat in every damn race. That's the start. You cannot have a race going on where a Republican is not being challenged. That means that if the Democrat is there, you're going to get some people who are Democrats who are going to vote for him. And they're going to vote for her. If you got somebody sitting in there and there's not even a Democrat running against a Republican, you'd have lost. You lost that area. You lost that district. That's one of the things that she's already done. We need a Democrat running in every election here in this state.
I agree to that because that's going to energize the other voters.
Absolutely. It's going to end up, there's got to be a Democrat in every one of those districts and stuff there. And you're going to vote for that Democrat. That means that most of them going to take it and vote along the party line. Bam, they're going to vote for her. She's a Democrat. They voting for that Democrat. They're going to say, well, I don't want to be picking out anybody. I'm voting straight the Democratic ticket. And they're going to come out and vote Democrat because there's somebody running against those Republicans. So they done lost that luxury of running unopposed. Just the beginning. Like the strategy. Anyway, I
What
had
you
to
got,
bring.
Ed?
Anyway, I had to bring that up. I had to bring that up about her because my mind is always on her, Ted. And almost every show we doing, I'm gonna mention her name somewhere. And she's already said that she's on Trump's head. I'm in her head. He dreaming about me at
Obviously,
night.
you're in JD Vance's head too.
He's in his head.
Well, you know, the one thing that I'm finding out is that there are a lot of black women that's in their heads.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of black women.
Mm-hmm.
He attacking that girl in Minnesota.
Oh man, Eli, Eli.
He want to send her back to Somalia.
She ain't going nowhere. He ain't said no shit. That girl, she done got it more goddamn news press now because of him. And he doesn't realize that the more he talks about these people, the more popular they become. The more he talks about them, the more popular they become, even in their own state.
Well, let's talk about this, Ed, because I have a question for you since you're so politically astute. Where's the black man?
They're sitting down there riding Hakeem's coattail.
I'm
they,
trying to figure out where are the black political savvy, intellectual.
they want
politically,
they want to drive the bus. They try to drive the bus.
because I don't know. Maybe this is I wouldn't call it male chauvinist. I guess it would call it was it xenophobic?
Yep.
I think that a lot of black males and white males, they have problems having a woman for a leader. That's the reason why you don't have a lot of, well, you do, but in a way you don't, and they're not accepted behind the pulpit. Now, a certain degree, like just like some black males shouldn't be behind the pulpit. Look at all the mistakes they've been making.
Oh man, a lot of them.
And you got a lot of women that's in ministry, and a lot of men don't like it.
And
And
I don't know if you've noticed it and stuff, Ted, but a lot of those black men that you see out there now, they Republicans.
yeah, I noticed
They
it.
Republican. I'm a Republican. You got Donald down there in Florida. I'm a Republican. Got the boy over there in South Carolina. I'm a Republican.
Yeah.
And where the rest of them at? Only one I know of is Moore out of Maryland. And he said he's not running. He's gonna stay right there in Maryland as a governor. And I believe him. I think he's satisfied with being the governor of Maryland right now. That's the only one I know out there. I don't see anybody else.
None. Now there is a ton of black males that are mayors.
Mhm.
Ton.
But they unknown. The guy
Yeah.
in Chicago, the man in Chicago, Johnson, he's unknown. Nobody knows him outside the city of Chicago. Other than Chicago, nobody know him. And now they're trying to denigrate him. Republicans already trying to denigrate him. They trying to pull up, do a federal investigation on him because there's some campaign money that come up missing. They already trying to hurt him.
Well, see, the one thing that, and these politicians know this, and I've said this 100 times, every I has to be dotted and every T crossed. You cannot lax on anything, but the thing is, a lot of times these I mean, politicians, period, the ones that want to do the right thing, they sabotage you. They set you up.
Mm-hmm.
They put people, get people that make like they for you, but they're not really for you. That's in your
That
circle.
the Justice Department have just announced that they're going to have another investigation of Barack Obama.
Yeah.
It's third one. Third one. They're going to have an investigation on it because for the 2020 election, 2016 election. I'm sorry. You're gonna have another investigation on Barack Obama. Because Obama's opened his mouth now. He's out talking. He's out doing his thing. So they try to shut him up.
Well, that's the whole thing, like if your house is not clean,
When his
you
house is
got,
clean, they done had two intense
but,
investigations in
but
there. And they
what,
didn't find anything wrong.
what the point I'm trying to make is that a lot of these uh, black males, houses might not be clean, bro. And they look at their record and they look at their situation and they have made a lot of boo-boos. Some of them maybe where they can get you on it. If your house is not clean, one thing you got to say about President Barack Hussein Obama, his house was clean.
As a board of health.
So
And it had to be.
yeah,
Because if he
and
wasn't, he'd been in big trouble.
yeah, and here's the thing. Trust me, there are a lot of young brothers coming up that looked at that and they realized I don't care what neighborhood you came from. if you plan to aspire to be any kind of politician, your house has to be clean in every way. They go back as far as grade school, bro. Your high school, your college, all your relationships, how
and,
you
and
paid your taxes.
and you know how bad they tried to get Barack. They went
That's
they
what I'm trying to tell you,
Yeah,
because
they went to
everything I'm
his
saying is
church.
what they did.
They went to this man's church and
Everywhere
tried to destroy him.
they went everywhere. Now, I just saw his ex girlfriend talking about he supposed proposed to him twice and she turned him down. So I guess they trying to make a big deal out of that. I don't know, that might have been AI. I don't know if she's opening her mouth about it, but you know, they had a picture up there all on Facebook talking about Barack Obama proposed to me twice and I turned him down. That was his real love.
and
So what
some
I'm
people
saying is,
and some people believe that.
yeah, of course.
Some people believe that.
And she wasn't white, right? I mean black.
Yep. And some people
So
believe that.
so the point what I'm making is that that's how deep this shit is. And a black male definitely have to have their T's crossed, I's dotted from grade school on up.
Always.
And that's a hard thing to do, Ed,
Very hard. Especially nowadays.
because
Even even Donald, they found out that they the girlfriend and reached into his bag of skeletons and pulled him out. and trust me, somebody's going to use that if he keeps on trying to run for governor.
oh well they're using it already, because he was, almost getting ready to go to jail. So they using that, and then plus him and his wife, supposed to be in some nefarious shit.
Oh man, shoot, he ain't gonna make it, dude. He ain't gonna make it. He ain't gonna.
So
He ain't gonna
and
make it.
that was, and the story, line is really,
He ain't gonna
uh,
make it.
really slick. The way they did it. Try to cahoots a few $100,000, but the point is that he got Donald's backing. He's in denial, so we'll see. But
And Trump ain't backing him.
I thought he gave him his blessing.
Nah, he ain't gave him his blessing. He ain't gonna give no black man his blessing. he ain't gonna give no he ain't gonna give no black man his blessing. He might look at him and say, "Hey, hey, hey," but he ain't give him no blessing. He came short, very short of it.
Well, this is what I'm gonna say. My last word is.
Go ahead, last word.
This is what I'm gonna say. First of all, people, like and subscribe.
Thank
And
you.
pretty soon we're gonna be putting up some where you can donate, whether it's $1 or $1,000 or $10,000.
Correct.
You can donate. If you like our show, or you just want to help us out, keep us
Thank
in
you.
business, because this equipment costs a lot of money.
Yes, sir.
So, and then also, I want to say what Dave Chappelle said.
What was the name of what was the name of that show that he did? It was on Netflix. You say?
Yeah, Netflix.
Oh, okay. You didn't know the name of it, right? I'm gonna see it. I want to see it.
Oh well, damn. I forget the name of it, but the last word was nigga.
Was what?
You heard me.
Yeah. Okay.
Something to do with everybody, or I'm just something or whatever.
Okay.
But
Okay.
he
But
called Donald Trump a nigga.
He did. Well, this
Or,
he is. He right. He right. He right. He
I
called it.
said, oh,
He
wow,
right.
he sound like Ed.
Yeah, he right. He called the nigga. That's he white nigga.
But
Anyway, people, we see you guys tomorrow. We you guys enjoy your holiday, and we'll see you guys tomorrow. There's some upcoming big games coming up here in football and college football, so
oh
we're
yeah,
gonna be talking about that, buddy, because we got some there's some excitement getting ready to
coming
happen
down to
here.
the edge.
Yes, sir. Man, I got my money out there. What
Who
y'all
you
money
got your
right
money
now?
on, Ed?
Somebody, Ted, won that $1.8 billion lottery.
One person, Ed.
One person in Arkansas won $1.8 billion lottery. Woo-wee. Now, the state of Arkansas is laughing their butt off now. They sitting up there chomping at their bit, waiting on that daggone tax check. Because they going to need every dime of that money.
You know that's right.
They waiting on that tax check. Hey, somebody need want it here in the state. Oh yeah, we get that money. It could be a lot, but it'll help out. Pay some salary. Anyway, people, y'all have a good day. Bye bye.